Hello, Silica friends. This is going to be my first attempt at a gameplay slash walkthrough tips and tricks video for playing Aliens.
Favorite.
Obviously, I had no idea
I'm a fucking alien.
exactly how this game was going to go. So this is
I'm
a
a
multiplayer game. I am
Be the fucking
commentating
hunter.
this retroactively, so I know how the game went. I did not play 100% great here, but I'll talk you through my thought process and see how it goes. So I've already got one
I recommend
one Lasser spawn down on the closest node.
Get
Tried
more.
waiting to see exactly how far the radius
Big
was going to be
alien,
on that one,
get
and it was not close enough. So another node went down, and there we have noded to the four closest biotics actually to the base spawn. With shrimp, obviously start off with 3, those will run to the closest one. Generally, I like to stick to 9 shrimp per biotics. So yeah, just whack 6 straight away at the first lesser spawn that comes up, so that'll slowly trickle through into having 9. As soon as I get the opportunity, send these crabs just out to the furthest reaches of the map in every direction, just so I can get a good idea of where the enemy are, where any resource nodes are, and where I'm going to need to expand next. Like I say, usually 9 shrimp, get the biotics down. You don't want to build the biocache too close to the biotics, because it can occasionally bug out if you build it too close, which is why sometimes you need to play around a little bit, find a space that's at least got a tiny gap between it. Because if you build it overlapping, it does stop the shrimp from moving around. Now, obviously I've got the first 3 nodes all ready to go, got my shrimp coming out. There's not really much to do for the moment. Obviously we can begin noding to the other biotics that are nearby. However, nodes do cost 100 biotics per node, which means noding a lot early can be expensive. And alien economy takes a little while to get rolling. So quantum cortex goes down. I'm trying to find a good place for that. Just slightly beneath some rocks where it lets you clip through.
Light and heavy raiders.
Just keep it a little bit hidden in case any humans try and get into the base and take out our tech.
Oh yeah, heavy. Heavy ones. Okay. Time to find more.
Now, obviously, the game's still
Get lucky.
a huge work in progress. I know that you can set hotkeys for all this. I am working on clicking everything manually. I would probably be a lot faster if I bothered to put custom hotkeys on. This is a bit of a mistake from me here, noding down here when I don't need to get to that node quite yet, as my quantum cortex has just come up and I'm now 1,000 biotics short on getting my first tech level. It only delays tech by about 10-15 seconds, which isn't a huge deal, especially considering this isn't a particularly fast-paced game. You know, this isn't StarCraft. I'm not going to lose because I'm 15 seconds behind on getting my first tech level.
Heavy raider is
Generally, I would
around.
hotkey my tech at least. I did forget to do that this match and just never
Try not
went
to
back
lose
to
the
do
hunter.
that.
We'll need something to deal
That
with
does
the heavy
mean that
raider.
at some point in this game I kind of forget that my tech needs to continue, and I think I sit at tech 6 for a while, which isn't too bad. It just means I don't have Colossus out quite as early as I might have done. So if you're familiar with the game, obviously you know Colossus is about the strongest unit aliens have. It is a giant floating ball that shoots some sort of laser or plasma beam from its eye.
We'll need to
that
deal
does
with this raider.
ridiculously high damage. It is, I would imagine, the single strongest attack in the game. I don't know all of the damage stats off by heart though. That's more Golanx's area. Right, so what you'll see is that the next closest biotics to all of the ones that my shrimp are currently at, I am leaving alone. This is because once shrimp are finished mining out a location, they will automatically move to the next closest one. So if I was to put 9 shrimp at each of the biotics locations closest to my base, then eventually I would end up with 18 shrimp at the 3 next closest ones. Any more than about a dozen shrimp at a biotics point, you will see diminishing returns. I'd like to go for 9, just because I can get 9 out and forget about it, get the biocache down, done. Some people vary slightly. You see some people do like 7 or 8, some people do 10 or 11. 9 works for me, find what works for you.
Hey, we have a hunter just kind of sitting in the middle of that by
3 on
itself.
the way. Now, you can see from my node lines and looking at the mini-map, if it's not clear, that I am looping my node lines back around into themselves and across from each other. This is because in
That one
of
starts
the
with
patches towards the end of last year, they introduced the mechanic that had been talked about for a while, where if you take down an alien node, this cuts off all of the structures on the other side of that node. Now, the advantage of looping all of these around, sure, it costs a little bit of extra biotics, but it means if the node line gets cut in one direction, it's technically still connected to your main nest in the other direction, and it just helps improve nest efficiency, because nests cost 3,000 biotics, which
Well, without that
late
hunter,
game
this heavy
isn't a
raider
whole lot,
is
but early game
having its way
resources are
with
a little
us.
scarce for aliens, and having to put a 3,000 cost building down every so far on the map to prevent your node lines being cut is incredibly expensive. Now here I'm trying to take some action against what is probably the worst of human harassment, which is people teleporting into your backline, because humans can teleport. They'll usually do this with the strongest infantry they have and begin taking out your structures. At one point in this game, I do neglect to keep an eye on my structures, and my main nest is destroyed, which is always great, always something I look forward to, and generally how I lose most of my games. Now, as aliens, if you do have any other nests up, then you aren't out of the game. The game only ends when you lose your queen. I am building backup
Boss,
nests.
they have
Just put my backup
juggernauts
nest down
already.
there. And yes, we have some human rocket troops in our backline. That one's gonna go down, but I believe I lost a few shrimp there. Yes, lost like 7 shrimp, so I'm gonna build that back up, try and get my eco back rolling down there. But the humans are going to continue to harass. Right, to get an extra hunter out, a couple of behemoths, and get some spires down. So spires are the alien defensive turret units. They are fairly weak, generally not good against armor. They have a range of about 400 meters, but they do have tracking, and there's very few weapons in the game that have tracking, so it is a good benefit. And over there,
Yeah, I'm on my way to that heavy raider with the hunter now.
more humans coming in attacking my backline because they're driving around the whole outside of the map, avoiding my node lines, and I'm unable to see them. This is purely just the fact that I'm not keeping an eye on the minimap well enough, and I'm not building defensively well enough in the extremities of where I've expanded. It is purely my fault. I am making mistakes with my play here because I'm focusing too much on expanding, which is something that I usually do. I expand a lot as quickly as I can, try and take over a decent portion of the map, and try and make sure that I have a strong economy rolling. Unfortunately, a strong economy doesn't mean a whole lot if humans are teleporting into your backline and killing all of your units.
I'll chase the heavy raider. You kill anything that teleports in to
So,
support it.
now all of my shrimp were killed at this location also, so build that back up. Got all of my shrimp migrating from their starting locations near the base to the next nearest biotics. That one's nearly mined out, that one's also nearly mined out, and we'll automatically head there, so dropping a biocache down there. So keeping track and predicting where your shrimp are going to move, how they're gonna, go from one place to another, from one resource
Ah,
to
they got
another,
me.
is important, because they do love
Got
to
it.
double up. They will, you will at some point in the game, regardless of how well you manage it, unless you're playing
Got the heavy
absolutely
raid.
perfectly, you will look at one of your resource locations late in the game and realize that there are 30 to 40 shrimp mining one place, which is like a 300% redundancy.
Forager under attack.
And that's going to leave you pretty short on income for until you can get them split back up and move to individual resource locations again, which can take some time because they're tiny. They take a while to crawl across the map, and they're also very easily killed, so you've got to keep them quite safe. Now over here, I've got my first sort of major expansion. Got a secondary nest down, some greater spawners, getting some behemoths out. So behemoths are, at the moment, definitely the best all-round unit for aliens. They have a range of 400 meters. They shoot a laser, which is not very accurate. It does have quite a bit of spread on it. After about 300 meters, so at like max range, it's very difficult to hit anything. But they have the longest range of any alien ground unit, so they're just the most consistent to repel humans who have much longer ranges in general. Scorpions can be useful. Generally, they're more useful in a player's hands because they have an arcing projectile, which the AI doesn't use particularly efficiently. They have a range of about 300 meters. It can be very difficult to hit things with the arcing projectile at the 300 meter range. Here I'm just trying to respond to this one little car that's unsuccessfully trying to take out a node, so not doing a whole lot of damage, and getting some flyer units up around the map to let my players get around a little faster and defend a little faster. So there we go, that's where I think I forgot to tech for a little while. And over here I'm just starting to expand into the west side of the map.
Under attack.
Now, the humans, I think, have about 2 or 3 HQs down at this point. I am going for one huge node line over here, just to try and loop around a little bit behind them and get something in place to allow me to flank.
Looking at me around it. I'm dead.
Oh well, you're dead.
So I'm going to drop a whole lot of nodes here just so that I've got a lot of build area for when these come up. And make my way over to this
Get them all
area
down
here
there.
because there are a lot of biotics. I think 6 biotics locations over here, which means that's a lot of resources up for grabs.
Spawn under attack. Spawn ready. Growth complete.
Now, yes, I do have some vehicles coming in.
Spawn lost.
So I'm getting a couple firebugs up because those are useful in player hands. They're not particularly useful.
Enemy unit killed.
If you just let the AI handle them, they will sort of fly low above any units and immediately get killed. So the biggest issue with the game at the moment, as most people will probably tell you, is the AI. The AI is an incredibly early build. It hasn't really been changed much
I think we got
since the game went into early access. So, generally speaking, the AI units are not particularly useful. They don't know how to engage, they don't know how to keep a formation, they'll run one after another towards the enemy and just get themselves killed in the process. The server that we're playing on here has mods in where there are containers that spawn throughout the map that give random rewards. This isn't something that's in the base game. One of those random rewards can be it spawns some heavy troopers. Those can be hostile, and in this case, someone's opened a crate, it spawns some heavy troopers, and they're destroying my node lines, which is preventing me from expanding. This isn't something that you'd have to deal with in the base game. Getting a load of behemoths out, a couple scorpions, because the humans are sending some infantry in. Now, at the moment, we have a bit more coverage on the map than they do. However, a lot of that you can see on the left side of the map right now is still pending being built. Like, the node lines are still building. Right, so I've taken up heavy troopers over there that were destroying the node lines, and I'm going to get on building up that expansion, get some more eco coming in.
Enemy base found.
So a lot of this game is just managing where you're expanding, where your eco is, how many shrimp you've got where, making sure they aren't doubling up, making sure they're migrating properly, making sure things aren't stuck on rocks, because the AI does still occasionally get stuck on rocks, even though aliens can technically climb over anything in the game. So some of my human players here are fighting off.
I got a strike tank coming in there,
units that
boss.
are coming in. Got a couple
See if
people
I can take
in
it out.
behemoth, someone in a firebug, someone taking one of the squids out. Squids are suicide units. They self-destruct and cause damage in a small AoE around themselves. They do quite high damage. They are just about fast enough to catch up with an aircraft, generally speaking. When an aircraft's boosting, it will be faster than the squid, so it can take some time to catch up with aircraft, and that will also prevent you from getting in range. Like, you can just be chasing a plane around or a gunship around for a very long time, trying to get in touch.
Spawn lost.
Right.
Growth complete. Enemy unit killed.
Okay,
Enemy
so
unit killed.
this
Pilot.
tank over here is going to comfortably deal with the shockers that I'm sending at it. Unfortunately, it just about, I think, survives with a shred of health at the end of this. Crab AI not good enough to dodge those shots and get up to it. So get a couple of Colossus, a couple of Defilers out. My node lines have been cut there, and
Spawn lost.
I am oblivious to it for some reason, and just leave those buildings to start dying. There go all the shockers I had defending that area.
Strike tank is still alive.
Yes, the strike tank is still alive.
The enemy approaches.
So, here's some shrimp that have doubled up. I'm going to try and separate them out into two groups of 9 and get one group going there, and the others are automatically going to the closer one.
Growth complete.
And someone's coming over here in a firebug to help get rid of this strike tank finally. And I'm going to start claiming the economy over here.
Spawn under attack.
And get some more units back at base, just in case the humans try anything.
Spawn lost.
And some squids.
Enemy structure. Enemy structure killed.
Oh, and there goes my nest. I actually don't know what happened there because I was right over it.
I'll get that guy in
I
our
think
back.
it might have just been slowly sniped down. I don't know exactly how that happened.
Yeah, did no one notice?
God
I
damn
mean,
it!
he wasn't on the map, but
Growth lost.
huh.
So, now my queen is out of the nest. During this time, if the queen is out of
No,
the nest,
it's just a sniper, or a marksman.
you can't build anything. You can't make units. Any units that you've queued
It probably also
will
also
continue to build.
teleported in a juggernaut.
Unless they get
Fuck
cut
the
off
Harvard.
from a node line, and if they get cut off from a node line,
Little
my
ones.
queen's out of the nest
God
because you
damn.
can't build any more nodes.
Harvester's bug.
That will prevent you from
Killed.
reconnecting those, and those buildings will slowly die. So I'm trying to get this queen over here to this backup nest, which is the closest one. I have some Colossus up, and I have some Defilers still coming up, so those will continue to build, and my economy will continue to function.
Yeah,
for the
I'll
moment,
fly around you.
which means I'm going to be left with a huge surplus of resources the moment that I get this queen back in the nest. Now, the queen moves incredibly slowly, You can take manual control of it, like I'm doing now.
I'll stay close.
But it's an unwieldy, incredibly slow unit, and it's huge. So it's a very big target for humans. If they kill it, the game ends and they win. It is usually the end of the game if your queen gets out, because the humans will notice it immediately, and they will send everything they have to try and take out your queen before it can get back in the nest and before you can start recovering your army, your economy, and your expansions. Now, on this occasion, I do manage to slowly waddle this queen a kilometer across the map and get it into the backup nest that I have over here. This is not exactly the most engaging gameplay, I understand, but if I leave it to path freely, it will take much longer than walking it myself. As with most units in the game, it can be a bit funny, especially when pathing over rocks and boulders. They will try and take the fastest route possible, with aliens being able to cross terrain that humans can't. But unfortunately, yeah, it still bugs out a lot.
Our home is under attack.
So just bear with me here while I walk this last 400 meters and get into the nest.
They got a lot of strike tanks.
The team are keeping me updated on what's going on. Unfortunately, I cannot respond to anything right now because I am busy crawling.
The enemy approaches. Road lost.
Nearly there, almost back in my nest, and then I can get to work with these 55,000 resources. It'll be near enough 60,000 by the time I finally get in. And there we go, nest here, prompt, exit out of the queen, I am back in the game. So, some node lines, I accidentally cut those node lines with the queen while I was moving around, because I was trying to get the trees out of the way to make the pathing easier. Gonna make a couple more colossi, get those up, get another colossal cyst up. Do I want a Goliath? I want a Goliath. And then I'm just gonna whack out a ton of behemoths because they are by far the most efficient unit. They only cost 1200. They're fairly tanky. They, they can take a little bit of a punch, and their range is all right, even if their accuracy isn't. Now I can get back to claiming this area over here and getting some more resources in. Although I am fairly flush for resources right now. I'm going to get a secondary nest down over here, so that if this node line gets cut, I don't lose it, because I spent all this time waiting for this node line to build up here, so that I can make a flanking army. And I still have someone in my back line trying to kill my buildings from exactly the same place that my nest was destroyed from earlier.
I hate this.
Just checking that I have biocaches at these biotics locations for when the shrimp migrate.
Spawn ready. Spawn ready.
And I do not have one there, so that goes down.
Attack. Road lost.
Get some
Enemy approaches.
spires down over here just to keep this nest a little safer, because it now contains my queen.
Spawn under attack. Spawn under attack.
Honestly, don't know why I put that one there. That's not that useful.
Got him, but there's
Biocache
probably
down over
more.
here, so I've got to get that built to make sure that my shrimp aren't migrating back to the other biocache.
Spawn lost.
And get some defensive units down as well.
Spawn ready.
Now I do start trying to build spires here to force off this incoming attack. It does not work. I'm a bit late in doing this, and it's a waste of about 7,000 biotics. But
Well, I don't see any more, but
and then get some
who
greatest
knows.
orders down. Want to get some Goliaths out over here. Get some spires up. Of course, the humans have spotted this expansion. I wasn't paying enough attention to it. I should have gotten this a bit more defended when I built it. However, and that's going to go down. I did wait too long to try and destroy that to get some money back. But I'm just spam clicking the turrets over here.
Growth lost. Our home is under
Now,
attack.
yep, those turrets are all going to go down before they get a chance to come up. Still got
Growth lost.
some colossal units coming out.
Spawn under attack. Enemy unit killed.
And this little push over here is going to
Lost.
be entirely successful for the humans, and I am not going to be able to fend that off,
Enemy base
unfortunately.
found.
Dread Jugger. Once I get this Dreadnought down,
Spawn under
There's
attack.
infantry coming in.
it's attacking our
Towards where
Colossi.
my, primary nest used to be.
Our home is under attack.
Well, that works.
Growth complete.
Get these shrimp
Alright,
out,
moving west.
then all go into the same spaces.
I got a bunch of strike tanks I'll have to take down one by one, though.
And I lost some production structures over there. I'm not quite sure how that happened. There must have been some attack wave from the humans without me realizing. And because I've got a nest over here, I can reconnect to this node line that the humans have cut off.
Spawn lost.
Unfortunately, they have also cut this entire expansion off, which means I'm unable to produce any units there. But good old Sea Spotter is coming in the Firebug to take out these strike tanks and let me get this expansion back up and running.
Growth complete. Growth lost.
So I'm going to get a couple of greater spawns down over here so I can get some behemoths out to keep these Goliaths a little safer when they come up. Two of the three Goliaths that did come up were killed while we were panned away.
Enemy structure killed.
And there goes one AI marksman.
Growth lost.
Get some dragonflies up as well.
Our home is under attack.
Now, Goliaths are in a bad place at the moment. They're far too weak for how big they are and how much they cost. They cost 4,000. They are a huge target. They seem to die incredibly quickly for how expensive they are. And obviously they're a melee only unit, so they have no ranged attack. They can't target air. They're very vulnerable if you don't have them guarded, which is why in my infinite wisdom I send 4 of them in with no backup right now. More of a distraction. I kind of know they're not going to be very effective. They're not going to kill anything. But keeping pressure on the humans is always good, even if it's not going to be a particularly successful attack. And I'm just trying to get this little expansion back up and running for my economy. Now, it looks like the humans are on the back foot. We did take down one
Alright,
of the
pushing them out
HQs.
of
I
west.
haven't really looked at the human base during this entire time. I've been sort of trusting my team to make use of the units that I'm making them and to take out the humans on my behalf. I am merely the person who places the buildings. I am the one who nodes.
Spawn ready. Enemy unit
Oh, and we've got
killed.
some shrimp doubled up over here. Like I say, 18 on the node. Managed to select 9 first go, which is unusual. And I'm going to check see where the nearest base is on the map. It is just north of main base. I did expand to that earlier, but then
Spawn ready.
well, there was just a few nodes. They got destroyed. Not a big deal. So I'm going to...
Alright, I've taken out their western attack.
And then I can get a biocache down once those shrimp are a little bit closer.
Spawn lost.
Hope everything is going well elsewhere.
Making some more Goliaths over here. And making some chippers.
Growth complete. Spawn under attack.
And there goes a harvester. Now, like I said, the Goliaths, they're far too slow, far too big a target. they will roll all the way into the enemy base and die. But since I've kind of got everything under control for the moment, I'm going to have a little roll around. So there are a lot of air units here raining down on us. Nothing I can do about that other than hope for the best. Hope I can avoid a lot of it by rolling. I do roll into a rock and stay stuck in place there because I can't roll through objects. And here we are. We are in the human base. And now I'm absolutely pelted by about half a dozen things all at once. I was going to try and take down this tech facility. Unfortunately, I do not make it there in time. Just go down and go down. I lost about 25% health. But I've got some behemoths coming in, got some more Goliaths up. The humans really are on the back foot here. I think they only have 2 headquarters remaining. And if both of those go down, they immediately lose the game. So, getting some more Colossi, some more Defilers up here. And my team are doing the work with those. I'm just going to send in this next group of about 15 behemoths. And the shrimp are finally arriving there, so get that biocache down to make sure they're not running across map to deposit resources. And start expanding to the resource locations I haven't yet made it to. Now, I will say at this point, the game is reaching end game. I probably didn't need to take to make these expansions. I'm not going to get any use out of them, but why not? It's always good to cover ground. It's more vision. It can be more resources if you do remember to go back and actually start.
I got shot down.
Growth complete. Enemy structure killed.
I decided against making more Goliaths. Probably not that useful at this stage in the game. Colossi, Defilers, definitely more useful, especially against Centauri. Centauri's air units and anti-air capabilities are significantly worse than Sol. Not having the rail tank alone is a big deal, and obviously the gunship and the mostly the gunship with its 1,000 meter cannon. The Sol can just take things down from much further away, with the exception of the rocket truck, which, if left unchecked, can single-handedly end a game. Now, I'm trying to get all these to focus fire on this one unit. Unfortunately, we are still without an attack move in the game, which means they will sort of stutter step their way across the place, and with behemoths not being accurate, not being particularly effective here. But I do have Sea Spotter and the Firebug coming in, cleaning up that dreadnought, and we've got a bunch of units all moving in on the last remaining human headquarters.
Spawn under attack.
And here I have 30 shrimp. I'm going to try and spread these out a bit to any other locations. Don't have a biocache there, so some shrimp are long distance farming. Gonna separate out some more shrimp and get those over to that area that I've just expanded to. 11 shrimp, that'll do. It's not too inefficient. And get a biocache down. Like I said, really, this is the very end of the game. We are sort of making the final push here. Have managed to come back from having the queen out of the nest for a few minutes, which is usually very.
Alright, looks like we're doing good.
The humans just weren't particularly organized, and
Don't know if you accidentally
no
hit
one responded
end
to the fact that I was
but,
incredibly
haven't
vulnerable
said
for a few
anything.
minutes, which was good. More of a misplay on the humans, countering a misplay on my part, leading to a
Alright.
nothing happening, basically. And I'm floating 50,000 resources here at the end of the game. Don't really need to produce any more army, just noding for the fun of it. This is me, this is what I do, I place the nodes.
Growth complete.
Gotta make sure we connect up every little location, even though the game is gonna end in about
Spawn under attack.
a minute, 2 minutes. I can't remember if it ends here with this Goliath or
Growth complete. Growth complete. Spawn lost.
And there we go, one more hit. It's gone. That is
Alright, well
that is
done,
a full game. It wasn't a particularly long game, it was only about 35
Wow,
minutes.
brutal.
Silica games can last, on occasion, in excess of 2 hours. So, not too long, but a good game nonetheless. And I hope you've enjoyed watching. I hope this has helped you pick up some tips and tricks for playing Alien, and I might get some videos out in the future if I have the time. Potentially see you all soon. That's a Pogo Stick out.